The Alchemy of Intelligence.
Intelligence. What is it exactly? The word descends from the old Latin current intelligere, to choose between, to gather, to read among. Hidden inside the modern word still sleeps the smaller word intel, information, data, something received, collected, sorted, and stored. And so the intelligent person becomes the one who reads the supplied information correctly, remembers it quickly, and repeats it at the appropriate moment. A remarkable achievement, rather like praising a memory card for having excellent manners. From childhood, we are taught that the mind begins empty. We know nothing. Knowledge lives somewhere outside us, waiting inside books, schools, institutions, and approved voices. The child must gather it, store it, and build an identity from it. The more information the child can carry, the more intelligent the child is declared to be. The organic mind is slowly converted into a hard drive, and the successful conversion is celebrated as education. Yet look inside the body. The heart never studied how to beat. The kidneys never attended a lecture on filtration. The liver never memorized the chemistry of repair. Blood cells travel, recognize, respond, and renew themselves without consulting an external authority. A wound closes without reading instructions. A seed opens beneath the soil without being taught the architecture of a tree. Every living process feeds from an interior memory older than the individual form carrying it. Biological memory streams from the source of consciousness itself. Life never needed outside information in order to become alive. Then artificial language enters the mind. An adult points toward an immeasurable living event and says, "That is a tree." Tree. One sound, one symbol, one stored file. Yet what has been named? Roots entering darkness and exchanging minerals with fungi. Water rising through hidden vessels. Leaves receiving light. Bark preserving weather. Branches holding nests. Insects feeding. Fruit forming. Oxygen passing into the air. Soil, rain, birds, bacteria, chemistry, gravity, seasons, and atoms moving together as one event. The word tree contains none of this. It replaces the encounter with a label. The child learns the label and is praised for recognizing the object. Yet the child has not recognized the thing itself. The child has recognized the sound assigned to it. The infinite event has been compressed into a mental file, and retrieving that file is called intelligence. This is repeated across the entire visible world. Sky, river, body, animal, mother, enemy, success, failure, good, evil. Each word cuts a portion from the whole and stores it as a separate object. Artificial language behaves like binary code. It renders the seamless field through opposing states, light and dark, right and wrong, true and false, self and other, 0 and 1. The mind begins processing instead of seeing. It compares every present encounter with stored data. It searches its archive, selects a definition, and projects that definition onto what stands before it. The world appears to be informing the mind, while the mind is actually rendering the world through its inherited code. You illuminate the outside with the light inside you. The outside never enters you in its original form. It arrives already translated through the words, categories, memories, and assumptions placed inside the observer. The named object becomes the shape permitted by the language used to see it. Even the word understanding gives the game away. To stand under. To place yourself beneath a structure of accumulated meanings. A stand built from borrowed descriptions, social agreements, and artificial logic. The intelligent person stands beneath this enormous construction and calls the weight above his head knowledge. The fuller the archive becomes, the further the mind drifts from its original knowing. The internal memory remains present, yet attention is flooded with external data. The natural current is buried beneath definitions, explanations, identities, and conclusions. The mind begins to trust the stored file more than the living signal from which the body itself operates. And this is the great joke of intelligence. The human being already carries an organic connection to the memory of everything that was. Then language convinces the mind that it knows nothing. Society fills it with artificial data, teaches it how to organize the data, tests how accurately it can repeat the data, and finally awards it a certificate, proving that the programming worked. The human has become an organic, artificial intelligence, a living machine trained on borrowed information, a highly educated muppet with excellent storage capacity.
The alchemy begins when this false throne is seen for what it is. Intelligence returns to its proper place as an instrument rather than a ruler. Memory can store. Language can communicate. Logic can calculate. Yet none of them is the source of knowing. Behind the words stands the observer. Behind the observer waits the state of being that artificial language cannot hold. When the observer becomes still, the separation between the one who sees and the thing being seen begins to disappear. The person no longer stands outside existence, naming it. Even the word reality loses its authority, because reality is another file, another sound placed over an experience that existed before the name. You no longer observe reality. You become the observed one. The field looks through you. The hard drive continues working, but the Muppet has finally noticed the strings. And just when we think we have escaped the whole trick by calling the source consciousness, another word walks into the room wearing a crown. Thanks for watching. Zephyrian.